Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Omega,
Going on, fellas?
Matt,
What up?
Freddie,
Yo.
and Oronde.
What's popping?
And today we are back talking about some NFL wild card round. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. First off, Kansas City, Miami Dolphins fans, let us know how you feel. Let us know how you think this game went and for the Dolphins. Let us know what you think should change next season or this offseason. Is Mike McDaniels a problem? Whatever that looks like, let us know. For the Chiefs, can you continue to prevail into the playoffs? And do you think you have a chance at winning the Super Bowl? So, guys, listen, the Chiefs won 26-7. One of the coldest games, football games ever played. I think it was like a -20 wind chill or whatever. Pretty insane in my opinion. I wouldn't want to have been playing out there. Um, what was you guys' initial reaction? Did we expect more from Miami? Let me hear it.
Dolphins suck, man.
This is another game I got wrong. I've been pretty wrong so far this playoffs, aside
Sounds
from
good.
like
Sounds
two
about right.
teams. Listen, I'm a regular season merchant. Regardless, I am disappointed by this offense. Willie Snead sent Tyreek to Cancun like this. They got one tutty, and it was Reek. It was all Reek. This offensive production, and the Chiefs defense showed up, and I did not expect them to. Not even going to cap. Just
Man,
I did not expect them to actually have a defensive team.
man, mark my words. I'm telling you, the Chiefs going back to the bowl. If their defense can keep
Great.
playing at this level, hear me out though, because the Chiefs have gone to the Super Bowl and their defense has always been bad. Of course, if all the Chiefs need, what they need to happen is if the receivers can step up. Travis Kelsey plays better, and then and then they just piggyback off of their defense. I think this team will go to Super Bowl, especially depending how the AFC ends up. Like, if the Texans end up in the AFC Championship game, I believe the Chiefs will beat them.
And the
If the
last time they
Ravens,
had a defensive worthy Super Bowl team was the year that Chris Jones lined up offsides.
like literally, like that was literally their one chance. Like that, and that was Patrick Mahomes' first year starting. So I'm telling y'all, I feel if everything lines up, and then also like I was about to say, the Ravens, we don't know what kind of Ravens team we're gonna get. Like I
That's
was
my
telling one of
thing.
my buddies this earlier. Like to me, they're equivalent to like the Cowboys. Like, but of course they have that one Super Bowl like in like 11 or 12. But other than that, they do really well in the regular season, but they can never get past the AFC Championship or to the AFC Championship. So to me, this will determine to me who like this week we're gonna see like how the Ravens do against CJ Stroud and the Texans, and we're gonna see what Lamar we're gonna truly get in the playoffs.
Yeah. I wanted to go back on the Chiefs' defense and how good they were. So through three quarters, they held the Dolphins to 151 total yards, sacked them twice, 16 pressures, held Tyreek and Waddle to 93 yards total. Of, I
What's
mean,
that?
that's pretty bad for those two especially. And Tyreek's what maybe got what do you get like a 50-yard TD, 52-yard TD.
58
That
Right,
was the
yards.
reason why 58 yards.
Yeah.
right. Took
Right.
that out. They
And
only had 40 yards.
Chiefs offense had 409 with 25 first downs. Rashid Rice had an insane game with 8 catches for 130 and a touchdown. Um,
8 catches on
I
12 targets too.
right. Pacheco also had a good game, 89 yards and a touchdown. And that was the game-winning touchdown, basically. That sealed the deal. I just wanted to talk about Miami mainly. I don't think two is it. I've kind of
Oh,
just I don't think he's it.
Tua
I've
is the
lost
reason Brian Flores got fired too.
I've lost it. I think I've seen enough. Every time he's in a big situation or a big game, he underperforms. And you can look at everything besides the Dallas game this year. He's just played awful. I mean, he had 199 passing yards, a touchdown, and a turnover, but he had a QBR of 15, which is just awful. um, I mean, like if y'all saw that, like, did you just see like half of the screen passes he threw were just underthrown, which is like concerning. I don't know. That was like one big issue I saw, and I don't know. He just looked lost. Like nothing was clicking for him.
Like Cam Newton said, a game manager. Telling you.
Still, like
You
with
don't say
that
that no more,
talent, you
Sam.
think a game manager would be able to do something, right?
So here's my
See,
thing.
but
Go. You wanna go ahead, Freddie.
okay. So here's my thing with the game manager thing. Like, you got like and part of a game manager is you got to be able to hold on to the ball and try and basically not make any mistakes. But also you need your defense to step up as well. Like their defense is so hurt. Like I think I saw like all three of their
That's
linebackers
true.
were out. So
That's true.
like and then Davion Howard was out as well. So I'm not sitting there saying like the Chiefs had it or the Dolphins had a chance or anything, but it's also like you got to take into consideration that the defense wasn't there to piggyback off of the offense, and the offense wasn't there to go at and vice versa. Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I think when you look at it, I think when you look at the Miami Dolphins as a team, there's a couple different reasons, a couple of different things that I see that are wrong. Firstly, I think their offense is schemed, and me and Freddie, me and you've talked about this. Their offense is so primarily schemed around Tyreek Hill, but they have players like Jalen Waddle, and other receivers that they don't even scheme around or use, which means if Tyreek's getting doubled or tripled, oh, Tua doesn't have a second or third option. Also, I would say they have predominantly relatively good running backs that they don't even scheme for. And so I think they're right now turning into they look at the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they look at the Bills before they started this new running system. Like the Bills were a team that would only pass the football or Josh Allen would run the ball. Now they are a more predominantly running team or not predominantly running, but they're a more inclusively running team, and you see that they're winning football games from that. And I think that needs to change this offseason. Mike McDaniels needs to sit down and be like, all right, we need to get you through a couple more progressions because this right here isn't working. Like this is not how we play football here. And I'll also say about the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs are becoming a team where it's like the regular season doesn't matter. They're like the Miami Heat of the NFL. The regular season is the most irrelevant place in the world, but whenever we get to the playoffs, we're gonna be one of the best teams in the league, and we're gonna step on your neck and we're gonna kill you. And I think they are a team that should be feared right now in the NFL. And I think, the more and more the playoffs get, the more and more we'll see them give that championship mentality, especially led by Patrick Mahomes and Big Red.
I was going through the game stats for the game. Time of possession is absolutely insane. Chiefs had it for 35 minutes. That is absurd.
I got a question for y'all about Tua again.
What's that?
How
Trey.
many more years do you think they keep him? Depending on let's just say, I'm not saying this is going to happen. Let's say he underperforms again, and let's say they make the playoffs and he underperforms again. Do you think they're going to be looking for another QB, or are they just going to ride it out and maybe give him a contract extension or anything like that? I mean, I don't.
When is he done? When is his contract up?
He's in Herbert's class, so
He's in Herbert's class, so it's
Herbert and
soon.
Joe Burrow. I mean,
Herbert's got a bag,
if I had to give a guess, I would have to say no, because if you look at the other quarterbacks around him, like what Joe Burrow's doing, I mean Justin Herbert, I guess what he's doing over there, but
Wait, no, what? No, like they won't extend him, or no, he'll stay.
This is
I
Tua's.
think this is his last year to prove it. If he's gonna be the guy, if he's their franchise guy, or if he's not.
He's got one more year in his contract with a
Mhm.
$23 million cap hit because his contract was backloaded.
Right.
And if they cut him, that's $10 million in a hole.
Like obviously
Right.
they
Yeah.
won't
They're
get
not.
rid
They're
of
not
him
going
this
to.
year.
Yeah. They're not going to cut him.
He had a very good year this year. I'm not saying anything bad about that. It's just, to me, he's kind of like a Dak Prescott, where he does great in the regular season and then he just underperforms in big time situations. So that's just what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know.
By the way, his contract was 4 years, $30 million, and it was all guaranteed.
So he still has the fifth year option.
Fifth year
right?
option is still available. Yes.
Okay. So I mean, I feel like that'll definitely be a telltale sign what their plans are for him if they, I feel like they would, because why not?
Yeah.
But this year, this is going to really show like, is he our franchise quarterback, or is he just like a glorified game manager that could put up all these numbers and not winning us
He's a
anything?
regular season quarterback.
The Dolphins
Right.
so trash, bro.
I have
sorry.
so
They-
many more comments for that, but I'll save that for the Bill Steelers talk.
So you okay? So you say what were you saying, Freddie? Oh, I always say agreeing with you, Freddie. Like with Tua, he's like when you look at the quarterbacks around like in the league, there aren't 32 other quarterbacks that are better than him. So it's like you damn if you keep him, you damn if you let him go type thing.
Right.
So
Might as
it's
well
like
keep him at that point.
But I
exactly.
think
So I don't
someone
think
else
drop.
was some people are tweeting this weekend is like he was so good pre-concussion, but now he's playing cautious so he doesn't do it again and end his career.
Mm.
I think I can agree with that. Like he's more cautious about it, and then in big time games, he's even more cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think he's playing with that idea that if I mess this up, then I have to hear from the media. I have to hear from, and I literally said when we were recording the video last week, whenever Tua loses, like I hope he doesn't get ripped apart. But here it is, here it is. But any final thoughts on the Dolphins and the Chiefs?
I'm glad I didn't bet on him.
I'm glad.
Chiefs going to the bowl, man. Watch.
Well, clip that. Clip that.
I think the Dolphins will still be a great team next year. They just got very unlucky and unfortunate.
Yeah.
Chiefs, I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm fearing that they have a chance to make the Super Bowl again. I mean, I can't doubt them. So
Oh, hopefully the
Also,
Lions wake up.
also one more little snippet about the Dolphins too.
Yeah.
This year, to me, is going to determine if Mike McDaniels is still going to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins team.
Like next year, going into next year.
Yeah, this
No.
upcoming
Tua's
season,
on a hot
yeah.
seat. Tua's the hot seat. It's not Mike.
Bro,
Mike,
I'm
It
telling
cannot
you,
be Mike.
This is Mike's
I'm
second year.
telling you,
Yeah.
this will be his third. Like if
Third?
there's no progress in his third
He's
year,
he's turned that franchise
No.
completely around.
No. You're not doing this.
Uh-oh.
don't get me
We're not-
wrong. I love Mike McDaniels.
Then
I
you
always
shouldn't say
loved
this
him.
yet. You can maybe
I'm
say it
just
next year and I
telling you.
wouldn't be so upset. But no, you're
But
doing
I'm
this
te-
too soon.
But I'm telling you, like
You're
in this
telling
game,
me wrong.
listen, hear me out though. What's the two positions in football that don't get much time are quarterbacks and head coaches. And if you're not doing like let's say if they do the same, let's say they do good, make the playoffs and then get blown out in the playoffs. Like there's like I'm talking about this upcoming season.
Mhm.
There's definitely will be talks if he's still going to be with the Dolphins or not. Like, I'm not saying like it will happen, but I'm saying this year also, because think about the whole narrative this year was they can't beat good teams. And if you can't beat good teams, that comes down to coaching.
I will
Like,
say the Patriots beat more above 500 teams than the Dolphins did this year.
Dolphins
And
are
that
1-6
comes from
against
and that
500 teams.
literally, and like we always said, coaching is the key component for if you're beating good football teams from beating bad football teams.
Perfectly said, Frederick. Well, appreciate y'all. Let us know how you feel about that. I've been your host, Davion. That's been Matt, Oronde, Freddie, and Omega. And this has been the post game. Peace.